What is going on, everyone, and welcome to my CP grind guide, I guess you can say. So, a lot of people have been asking me, what do I do to get contribution points, and what I should be doing. So, I actually watched a guy named Karandis. He did this sort of video where he goes over, like, pretty much every area and shows you what he does. Now, I think he's an experienced player, and some of the things that he does is going to require a lot of amity with various NPCs. Now, I'm going to try to make this simple in my own way, where the NPCs I talk to, you can either start it without having to have much amity with them or very little, so that means you can do it yourself and it doesn't take much time. So, some of the NPCs require a lot of amity to start a certain quest, whereas the ones I'm going to show you is effective, easy to do, and doesn't require too much of a startup before doing it. So I would say getting around 100 to 150 amity per NPC that has a quest is not that difficult. You can probably do it in a day, and then once it's unlocked, it's permanent, so you don't ever have to do it again. And yeah, so I believe if you don't have a lot of energy base, I think you'll be fine, and it should take you maybe like a day to do all of it. So this is part one. We're gonna go over Serendia, which is essentially Heidel, and this is what I personally do daily. I'm not gonna be telling you to do all these, and I don't do it myself. So yeah, what you're gonna want to start with in Heidel, we're gonna start here, and then I'm gonna break it up into separate episodes, which is like different areas like Heidel, Velia, Olvia, Florin, Calpion, and whatnot. Yeah, so the things you're going to want to take out before you start your daily run entirely is one tree lump, the red one, not the bloody one, the red one. One spirit leaf. You're going to want to get, where is it? I know. Silver azalea. You're going to want to take out one. This one's for Florin a little bit later. And you're going to want 10 maple timber. So I'm going to try to do this a little bit slowly in this video just for the sake of a guide so you guys can like understand what to do and where to go. So, but to start up, you're going to want some of these. I could use scantlings, but then I understand not everyone's going to have it, so we're going to get all the stuff in the process. In terms of like other stuff you could get, like the bloody tree knot, you can get them just by collecting nodes along with the spirit leaf and all that stuff. So those are the ones. If you have any Heidel workers, you'll probably have them by default, so don't worry about that too much. And yeah, we're going to start that one. So, first thing we do is go over to the general goods vendor, Laura. Now, she has a few quests. Laura's new challenge, which is something you do to find various people. So, you're going to want to make sure you have at least, like, 30 amity. And you could get the other one for 100, but I don't really do that one. So, Laura's new challenge, we're doing this one. That one's 30 amity. You can get that with 30 energy by spamming the greet button. Or I also do have a guide where I show you how to do the amity game. I try to make it simple because it doesn't really tell you how to do it. You kind of have to figure it out yourself, so I try to make it simple so you can watch that video. And yeah, just go watch that one. But with that said, we're going to be doing this one. You get 100 or 90 CP and concentrated grain juice. Oh yeah. Also, one thing is when you get rewards from doing certain quests, I'll try to tell you which one I would recommend picking or something you could get as well. So yeah, with that said, usually in my other videos, if you watch it, I just kind of spam through the R button and get it done. This one, you need 30 amity as well, so you just get 30 pretty easy. You can do that in like 5 minutes or less, or like not even 5 minutes, a whole minute just by spamming the F5 button. So this is where the spirit leaf comes in. You hand over to one spirit leaf and you get another 90 contribution points. Easy. So you should probably have that. If you don't have any workers getting it for you, you can just chop trees around the world and then you'll eventually get one. So this guy over here, the furniture dealer, has two quests for you. One, you're going to have to get 30 amity as well. Once again, really easy. And once you get it once, you're done permanently. So he has two quests. one to get you timber and all that stuff, and then you just spam through it, get more, and then you're good to go. So then you cross through the little alleyway. This one requires a little bit of extra. You're gonna have to get 100 amity with this guy, and you can also do more to get more knowledge, but I just do it for the quest. 100. This one took me a little bit, like maybe 2 days to get it, but then once you get it, you're good. You get the lazy soldier, which this one is the most RNG one in Heidel, because the guy could be anywhere. So I'll try to show you like potential locations of it, though they might not be all in the same place. So if you absolutely can't find him, he'll be somewhere else. All right, so what we do once we do that is pick up the kite quest, and you pick up the rabbit for the luxury vendor the furniture vendor as we got before, and then this guy over here. This is how I do it, just because they're kind of close. There's a kite with the broken line, so you get 2 quests done at once. I don't do the horse stable one because I think it's a one-time quest. I just never did it. I'm just lazy. But yeah, you pick up the kite, talk to him, and you get a choice of a reward between the herbal juice and the grain juice. Personally, the value of this is higher if you just choose the concentrated herbal juice. It doesn't really matter which one you pick, but if you want more money or like value, just get the concentrated one. So once you do that, I usually go to Reason with the Idle Soldiers, the lazy soldier quest from that dude. And I'll try to show you potential locations. Sometimes I find it, sometimes I don't. This is one spot where he's in. It happened to be here today. So you can go over here. And before we leave Heidel, I'll try to show you other locations that he has also been for me. And then we turn this one in, get 3 more energy, more contribution, we're good to go. And that pretty much wraps up Heidel.
Real man.
Okay, so what we're going to be doing next is the NPC could be around here, a lazy soldier as well. Sometimes he's been there for me. Another time he's been like hidden over here. And those are really the only 3 places that he's been for me. But if you really absolutely can't find him, just go to like anywhere else. Just like change channels, relog or something, and then he like swaps locations. So where we're going next is Velia, because that one's a quick one. And if you do the cooking quest over here, you can also get like byproducts, and then you can turn it in for contribution as well. Like cooking, if you're cooking beers, you get something you turn in at the farm, and then you can do that as well. So another tip I would give you is if you have multiple characters, you could just dump all your characters in certain locations, like one in Velia, one in Heidel, one in Olvia, one in Calpion, Medea, and Valencia if possible. I personally have not been doing Valencia quests just because it's like out of the way, but it does give you a lot of contribution. So if you have the time to do it, you can. But here in Velia, I only do 2 to 3 quests because I'm lazy and these require very little effort. So you get the cat, you talk to the NPC. Once again, these are very irrelevant. Most people, if you were to sell it, people would buy MP potions over the HP ones.
The cats will come back. Gonna teach you a lesson when you get down.
And then the next one I choose is the one over at the Balenos Forest. Where's my horse? Okay, there you are. Balenos Forest, where we just clean some lady's chimney, and that's easy points.
Is this your first time on our farm?
So yeah, you get the chimney sweeping.
The node here is connected.
All you do is just like jump up on a thingy and clean the chimney. And then they're done. That's easy.
There are quite a lot of bears and boars here, so be careful.
So you could do all of these, the letters and all the stuff, but I can't be bothered. There's another quest over here for 150. I also can't be bothered. I'm gonna get the knowledge of that eventually, but right now I don't, so it'll give me more energy eventually, but I just can't be bothered. So after those 2 quests, I usually... Is there an enemy nearby? Or is like random flag it? Sometimes you could go over here and you would have to clean a chimney as well, but it's really random. Sometimes it's there, sometimes it's not. And then there's another one, gathering the cursed trees. You pick this one up for later because you'll be collecting logs and it's kind of easy. So once again, another dusty chimney, easy points.
This farm is
Easy 70
to Velia.
points.
These nightmares.
So after that, we're going to Olvia, and this one, Olvia is the one that usually takes me about like 10 minutes. So we'll do this one. So we have reached Olvia, and this is where I kind of start. So a lot of this is somewhat RNG. By that I mean you could get it on your first try, you could get it on your 10th, you know, and so on. So we picked up the one over there. My idea is pick up all the quests at once before doing them, just because you can do some of them multiple times in a, like, get 2 quests in one, essentially. So there's one over here, one over here. So when you're like chopping trees a little bit later, you can get like 4 quests done at once. Ooh, someone just pre-ordered that. I wonder how much they need. Pre-ordered the Gaia Helm for, because it's the last boss piece I need, actually. And of course, make sure to pick up the Spirit Leaf. So that's 4 quests we picked up right now out of 7. We do 7 quests in Olvia. Then one here is like another log collecting one. It's kind of easy. And then there are a few more, but I just choose not to do it because they require like materials that are kind of rare, and you may or may not get it. So what you should have is a shining steel, or not shining steel, just a lumbering axe in general. Shining steel is probably the fastest. So yeah, what I do is I have gatherer's clothes. You don't have to have this. This is kind of optional. However, it like when you chop down trees, you get more XP out of it. So it's good to have. It's not required. And then there's 2 more over here. These are, make sure to collect this one. There's 2 milk cow ones, and we're good. So one here as well. Essentially, you could just take your time. Oh, I mean, you are on a time limit, but it gives you a lot of additional time where you shouldn't fail. It pays to be careful a little bit, just because you do use 5 energy, and out of all these choices, you get gathering, strength, and contribution. I'd always recommend getting the milk, because the rest of these can be found easily, whereas the milk requires energy to get. And the other ones, you just have your workers pick up for the most part. Except the pork, that one's kind of easy to get though. So always get the milk, that's my opinion, or what I would recommend. And if you were to just sell it too, it insta-sells on the market. So we got 2 quests at once just by doing all that. Once again, choose the milk, probably the best item to get. And now we're gonna go chop some more trees down, because that's what we need to do for the quest. And whether we get lucky or not early on is pretty much up to the game. Hopefully we do. We gotta get at least 10 logs and like 15 timber, I believe. Or not timber, the fir logs. Or is it 20? So the fir trees are the ones that look like this. So today it looks like we're having some pretty bad luck getting it done. Okay, so we finally got all the pieces we need. It took a little bit longer than I should have. What you're gonna want to have is one of these, the old tree bark, a spirit leaf, fir timber, and some logs. So once you get that, you just turn this one in. It doesn't really matter which one you pick. None of these really sell in the market, so just pick one and then get that done. What you're gonna want to do now is process those logs by hitting your L button, hitting the chopping, and then dumping like the logs you picked up in there. Depending on your processing level, mine personally is at Artisan 6, so you can get between 1 to 4. If yours is lower, there's a lower chance to get a proc, and you might need more, but ideally you want 7 in total usable scantlings, because in the upcoming parts you're gonna need a little bit more. So you get 2, turn this one in, then you get 5 energy and 100 contribution, 120, and extra experience. Whichever one you take doesn't really matter. Time is good, earth is good. Probably earth is the most expensive one you can get, so I just usually pick that. And the other ones you can just find elsewhere. So after that one, I go up here. We just go in a straight line and turn this one in as well. And then you talk to this dude. I always choose the pepper seed because it's usually not on the market and it'll insta-sell. But realistically, if you're farming, it doesn't matter which one you pick and you actually use it. Pick the one you need. There's another one I picked up earlier. We turn it in now. There's a faster way to get there, but sometimes like Olvia confuses me and I don't always know how to get there. Once again, doesn't matter. These are basic potions. You just pick whichever one you want. So we turned in 5 of them. Now we have a few more to turn in.
Get going.
We have the spirit leaf one over here, and in Olvia we have another quest. Remember when we picked up the quest to pick up logs? That's what we picked it up earlier for, and we'll just turn that in later once we head back after we're done. So spirit leaf guy is done. Once again, I picked the powder of earth, and after that, we are pretty much done in Olvia for what I do. And in the next episode, we'll be doing Florin, Northern Wheat Plantation, and Calpheon, which should take another quite a long time. So I'll see you guys in a bit, and hopefully you enjoyed this first episode. Be sure to drop a like if you enjoyed it.